The K-pop industry has once again found itself at the center of a high-profile legal confrontation, this time involving Odair's former CEO Min Hee-jin and entertainment powerhouse HYBE. What initially appeared to be an internal corporate disagreement has evolved into a far-reaching controversy, unexpectedly connecting one of the world's most recognized idols, V of BTS. The roots of the dispute trace back to allegations surrounding creative overlap. Observers began pointing out visual and conceptual parallels between NewJeans, managed by ILLIT, and ILLIT from Belift Lab. Discussions spread rapidly across online communities, with fans analyzing everything from fashion direction and promotional imagery to overall artistic tone. What might have remained a debate among netizens gradually escalated into a formal legal matter between executives and corporate entities. Then the situation took an unexpected turn. During court proceedings, private KakaoTalk messages exchanged between Min Hee-jin and V were submitted as part of the evidence. In the revealed excerpts, V reportedly acknowledged that conversations about possible similarities had been circulating. He shared that, upon observing the situation himself, certain elements seemed alike from his perspective. However, the court drew a clear boundary regarding the significance of those remarks. Judges clarified that V's words did not identify measurable design components, production structures, or documented proof of copying. Instead, his statements were categorized as personal impressions, subjective reflections rather than objective findings. In other words, the messages were not treated as technical confirmation of wrongdoing. Even with that clarification, public reaction was swift. The idea that a private exchange involving a globally influential artist could appear in a legal filing sparked intense debate. Many questioned whether informal conversations between acquaintances should be introduced in corporate litigation. Others argued that once a matter reaches the courtroom, any material deemed relevant may be considered. The incident exposed the fragile balance between privacy and legal transparency. V later addressed the controversy directly through social media. He explained that his response had been motivated by empathy towards someone he knew personally. He emphasized that he had no intention of aligning himself with any faction in the conflict. Most notably, he expressed discomfort that a casual conversation had been presented publicly without his consent. His statement resonated widely, especially among fans concerned about boundaries in the digital age. This episode highlights a broader reality. In today's interconnected environment, even fleeting remarks can carry amplified consequences. For artists operating at the scale of BTS, global visibility means that almost every word, whether spoken on stage or typed in a private chat, can acquire unexpected significance. The situation illustrates how the lines between personal communication and public narrative can blur when legal stakes are high. Meanwhile, the principal lawsuit reached a decisive conclusion. On February 12, the Civil Division 31 of the Seoul Central District Court dismissed most of HYBE's claims related to the termination of a shareholder agreement. The ruling confirmed that Min Hee-jin's exercise of her put option was legally valid. As a result, HYBE was ordered to pay approximately 25.5 billion KRW and assume responsibility for legal costs. This outcome marked a substantial legal victory for Min Hee-jin and signaled a turning point in a dispute that had captivated both industry insiders and fans worldwide. Beyond financial ramifications, the case raises deeper questions about intellectual identity in K-pop's rapidly expanding market. As new groups debut with carefully curated aesthetics, comparisons are inevitable. The challenge lies in distinguishing inspiration from imitation, especially within a genre that often shares broad stylistic influences. When corporate interests intersect with creative expression, disagreements can quickly intensify. For the artists themselves, the situation serves as a reminder of the pressures tied to global fame. While V was not a party to the lawsuit, his name's appearance in court documents demonstrates how interconnected relationships within the industry can become entangled in larger power struggles. It also prompts reflection on how entertainment companies manage communication, documentation, and internal discourse during periods of conflict. Ultimately, this chapter in K-pop's evolving story is about more than legal judgments. It reflects the intricate interplay of artistry, corporate governance, reputation management, and digital communication. It shows how creative debates can evolve into courtroom battles, and how even unintended participants may find themselves drawn into the spotlight. As the industry moves forward, many will be watching to see how companies reinforce safeguards around intellectual property, how executives navigate public scrutiny, and how artists protect their personal boundaries in an era where privacy can be difficult to preserve. What do you think about the inclusion of private messages in legal disputes? Should there be stricter limitations, or is it a natural consequence of high-stakes litigation? Share your thoughts below, and stay connected for further updates on the developments shaping the global entertainment landscape.